And now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Interlude Media. Spell that right, NTRLD_media. I'm your host, Nick DeSantis. Some call me Nicky Nicknames, and I'm joined by my co-host. You know him. That's Todd Roshong. He's holding it down on the ones and twos. You also might know him by his name, T-Row Price, because that boy understands the return on your investment. And this right here is the Interlude Pod, the idea to an idea. A podcast where two corporate Americans chop it up regarding the news you didn't know you needed to know, with the concept and goal of teaching you something and us how to run a podcast. And of course, folks, I would be remiss if I don't mention that each one of these episodes is mixed, mastered, edited, and produced by none other than One Time Productions. So thank you for tuning in. This is episode 3. T, you want to take it away with the agenda real quick? What are we talking about today?
Absolutely. We got another great episode in store for us today. Like you said, we're going to be teaching everybody what they didn't need to know, or maybe what they did. So we're going to kick things off with a little bit of this just interlude. We're going to see what's going on around the world. Then, of course, you know we got to go back to everybody's favorite, the WD-40 section. We got to know what's grinding your gears this week.
Get the sprayer out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. That's right. Then we're going to kick things. We're going to look ahead. We're going to take things to the Navidius Woburn section. What's going on in the future? What are we looking forward to? And of course, as always, we're going to wrap things up with some parting inspiration, some wise words, and let people end it on a high note.
Good. That's what I like.
Absolutely. So I think we just got to jump straight into today's news. We've got some pretty big headlines out there. I think where we need to start, though, I want to get your take on how Larry Ellison has eclipsed Elon Musk for the title of richest man in the world.
Did anybody know that this man had ducats like that?
I think they did. I mean, he's been up there for a while.
Maybe. I knew. Okay, so I didn't realize that he was remotely even close to Musk in this conversation. I only know Larry Ellison from one thing, and that's the fact that he owned Oracle. Mm-hmm. And I just have a good Oracle story that we'll get into. But Larry Ellison is also just like the funniest name that you could use. You know how like people be like, "Hey man, over there, that's a bad Larry." Like I always thought that was such like a dumb thing to say. But then when I heard the name Larry Ellison, like all of that made sense. And so then I always just throw Ellison on the like, "Hey man, can you toss me that Larry Ellison right there?" Like, and no one knows what you're really referring to usually, but now people might because apparently he's just buying it out. Now his son's buying out everything. Bro, they're kind of just trying to buy I heard that Larry Ellison's trying to get TikTok now. That's the new thing coming out. They're trying to sell him. So I don't know. Maybe this guy had a plan that we just didn't know about, and this was a futuristic play that he was looking at. But now Larry Ellison's very, very prominent, and I'm almost scared of him now. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if you need to be scared of him, but he's been on the up and up for a while. Oracle, obviously, huge company, kind of in the background with everything they do with AI and cloud-based computing and whatnot. Yeah. So it's not something that's necessarily top of mind for a lot of consumers. But when you think about the fact that AI, like you said, is absolutely enormous. And so companies like OpenAI leverage Oracle for their cloud computing systems.
Right.
The man who owns all of that, you're just going to keep on climbing if you basically are running a monopoly on the market.
But that's relatively new. Like, I think I'm not going to say most people. Let's say sports inclined folks knew Oracle because that was the arena that the Golden State Warriors used to play in. It was Oracle Arena. They lost the naming rights. And I just remember being like, Oracle is, I guess it's top 5 in terms of like cloud networking data, but, Microsoft, AWS, all of them were way above what Oracle was as a tech company. Like they were just kind of irrelevant. And like that was the one thing you knew them for. And it was like, all right, well now Oracle's gone, and that's kind of how I always looked at it. I had this class over at Syracuse with this coach, the teacher, Fred Vona. And he used to work at Oracle, and all he would do is just bring, when we were implementing these strategies, like, who's we? Like he would never like mention the fact that it was like his time at Oracle. Like all he did the whole class was just talk about his time at Oracle and reference it in the like the vosotros format. You know what I'm saying? Or no. Is that nosotros
right.
format? My bad to everybody. He would be throwing out the we, where I was like, that doesn't fly around here. Like you don't work there anymore. I never understood that. It was so ridiculous. He always just brought up Oracle as like the perfect prime example. And it was like that company's just not really that relevant, man. But now I'm all wrong. So maybe Frederick Bona had something that we were all missing.
I'm sure I think at this stage of the game, Fred Vona might be missing out on his time at Oracle, thinking that, he left, he went to go ahead and become a coach, become a professor at the university. And now, to your point, it seems like they're more on the up and up than they have been in recent history. So, shout out to Larry, dethroning Elon Musk.
Yes. Larry
Elon,
Elliott.
obviously famous for a lot of different reasons, infamous for a lot of different reasons. One of them, though, being the founder, the head of Tesla. And on that note, some other breaking-ish news coming out of the world today, I guess more specifically out of the United States. If you've noticed, as you're driving around, wherever you may be in the country, there are a hell of a lot more EVs on the road today than there were a year ago. Reason being, a lot of people are trying to take advantage of that tax credit that we had going on. So there's been a $7,500 tax credit given out to consumers who are purchasing electric vehicles produced in the United States. That tax credit,
get that year you buy it?
That's correct. Yep.
Okay.
And so that tax credit is expiring in 2 weeks' time, as of September 30th. So
right.
I wonder what the EV world's going to say.
Isn't that why he kind of left the government? He was all mad about that.
Elon was mad about a lot of different things.
Yeah.
So I don't think we really have any one thing to point to.
Yeah, fair. He can't be happy about that, though.
Definitely not. No, but
yeah, I mean, I don't understand it. But me though, like when I think of the electric vehicle, I can't help myself but think about the Nissan Leaf. You know what I'm saying? The first ever roller. All right, the first ever you had to charge that Larry Ellison and then roll him out the garage, and it's crazy to see how many are on the roads now. Because folks, you might not know, I had the first generation Nissan Leaf. Okay, it got me 60 miles to one battery charge. I couldn't really make it anywhere. I used to have to go to house parties, and I wasn't asking like, yo, my phone died, can I borrow a charger? I would have to ask for a charger for my whip because the car wasn't going to make it home. It was like, yeah, I'm not really trying to spend the night. Is it cool if I cop a charger real quick? And everyone would just toss me the Apple phone charger. I was like, yeah, that's not going to cut it. I need like the industrial, looks like a hose, you know what I'm saying? Let me plug that into the car real quick. It was like, yeah, can I park in the garage? I need a charge. Like that's the level I was on, man. Like, shout out the Nissan Leaf for real. I think we should just give out Nissan Leaf tax credits. Like, I don't really understand why we wouldn't. Also, whatever happened to the Nissan Leaf? Why don't I see that on the road? I used to take the Nissan Leaf because electric vehicles were not really that common of a thing. Now, granted, you have to think Seattle, Washington, it was more common, but we used to take the Nissan Leaf. I go to a gas station. I will park it at one of the pumps. Now, you Jersey kids aren't going to understand. Yeah, we have to pump gas. So I would go out and I would ask somebody next to me and say, hey, where do I plug this in the car? And then the dude would come over and look at the Nissan Leaf and try to figure out where to plug it in. Meanwhile, Benny Bike Shops is in the whip recording the whole thing, cracking up the whole time. Me, I'm messing around. I said, hey, you can gas me up, but the car's not going to take it. Okay. So that's what's up. That's the Nissan Leaf, man. Shout out the Nissan Leaf real quick. I feel like that's what we need to do. Yeah.
Yeah, no, shout out to the Nissan Leaf. I mean, it was ahead of its time, truly. And I think, it's unfortunate that, there are a lot of things that they come out ahead of their time. They're the first of its kind, and it gets a little bit of love, but then it dies out. And then there's a second wave that comes in, and that's what you see now with the Teslas, with the Rivians, with the what are they? Like the Cadillacs that they got coming out that are all EVs. Everybody's got them, and it's just like the Nissan Leaf. Just I appreciate you bringing it up, really, because it was not getting enough love in the EV conversation.
Well, and I mean, it was always going to go towards that, where every car company was going to be making an electric vehicle, and it's going to get to the point where if you don't, then you're going to get washed out, I think. My point, though, is the Ford Model T, you know the name, right? You know that was the first ever car. That has to be common knowledge. The Nissan Leaf has to be remembered as the first electric vehicle. It just does.
We need to write it into the history books.
It does. The Nissan Leaf did a lot.
Yeah.
That whole crawl before you run. That was the Nissan Leaf, man.
For sure.
The Nissan Leaf laid the foundation for a lot of these kids out here. So
you're absolutely right.
We need that. The battery life sucked, though. We needed to improve that. So,
Well, that's obviously a lot of the innovation that's been going on.
Right.
That on top of many other things. Another first of its kind, up there in early days iteration. We've also got the Amazon Zoox. You heard of this one here?
Oh,
Nick?
Yeah. This is the new like taxi service that Amazon's got working. It's like a self-driving car, right, or something like that.
That's right. Yeah, it's a complete robo-taxi, and so they've been out and about in none other than Las Vegas, going up and down the strip, giving away free rides.
Okay, so the moment I heard about this, I got really confused because I said the Amazon Zoox. It sounds like something like Dr. Seuss made, right? Like the Amazon Zoox, and it's gonna like protect the trees and shit. I looked it up. The name is short for I'm gonna mess this up. Maybe some oceanic people can help me out, but Zoox okay, you know what I'm saying? Zooxanthellae? I don't know, but it's a type of algae.
We're gonna go with that.
The Zooxanthellae. Yeah, it's a type of algae that spurs coral growth. Okay. So the Zoox spurs coral growth. This is the second time that Amazon has decided to greenwash with naming. Greenwashing, folks, meaning that they try to look like they're for the environment. First was dear to my heart, Key Arena. Shout out to Seattle Supersonics. When they rebuilt it, they named it Climate Pledge Arena. Okay. What? I mean, maybe they're saving rainwater, but really, what is the building doing? This right here.
Fair point.
Electric vehicles, and you're naming it after something that creates coral growth. What on earth does a robo-taxi have to do with that?
There's really
none of the analogy. It doesn't even make sense.
No, there's no tie-in whatsoever. I'm with you here. I mean, coral. It's not.
I had to look it up,
rebuild
dude.
the Great Barrier Reef. What do we do? How is the streets of Las Vegas in the middle of the desert helping out in the ocean?
But I'm saying you make a product that's cleaning up the ocean, and you want to call it. I'm going to mess it up again. Zooxanthellae. Sure, that's kind of what it's trying to do.
Makes sense.
Robo-taxi service has nothing to do with the coral reefs, and maybe it's better than a car, gas-emitting car for the environment, but it has nothing to do with the coral reef.
No, definitely not. And sure, maybe you could say that the greenhouse gases, it's better than having the gasoline exhaust from a car, but you also think about the toll that the environment takes when drilling to get the lithium that creates the lithium-ion battery that sits underneath that thing. Like how helpful are we really?
I mean, and that is what it is, right? I mean, and obviously, hopefully, at some point, all car manufacturing is going to get better for the environment. But my point is that just like what you are actually creating, which is a car taxi service, has nothing to do with the ocean. So why is it named after something that helps spur coral growth? because you're just trying to look like you're a cool company that cares about the environment. That's crazy. I don't know.
Yeah.
And also Zooks, bro. I thought it was a Zoolander or something like that. Like that's where my mind goes when I hear Zooks. That's why I had to look it up.
It kind of reminds me. Remember the old Zune, the old MP3 player that you used to be able to get?
Oh, okay.
That's kind of where my head goes to. So unless you're cranking the tunes when you're riding the robo-taxi, I don't know. But I'm thinking about the Zune in my head.
Yo, is the Zoom's gonna be like the what was it? The iPad the Nano that didn't have a screen on it?
Yeah,
the
iPad little
Shuffle.
Nano. The
iPod Shuffle. Remember that joint? You had no screen. You just hit play.
You got 4 buttons. You got 4 buttons.
Yeah, that was it. That's what the Zooks is. You got 4 buttons. You open the door, you close it. Windows. Bam.
I guess so.
Yeah, GPS, we should have just called it the Amazon Shuffle. That's a way better name than Zooks.
That actually would have been pretty tough.
The Shuffle? The electric shuffle?
That would have been such a good name. Oh, dude, we might need to get Amazon on the phone.
When I was in that Nissan Leaf, y'all don't understand. I named that thing the electric slide because I was coming in hot. Like, whoop, 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 whoop.
For sure.
The electric slide, the electric shuffle. Dude, there was such better names out there, except they tried to act like they were like prim and proper. There's no way that anyone at Amazon even knows where the second biggest coral reef is in the world.
No.
Everyone knows the first, I'll give you that. But like, there's no way they even know there's no way they care like that. That's all I gotta say.
No, I'm with you. I think that is enough of the Zooks. I think that's gonna take us. We're talking about Vegas, all right. So there's a little bit of a connection here. Nick, I'm sure you remember the Las Vegas 51s. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah. No, this was crazy. The New York Mets AAA department, our AAA team was the Las Vegas 51s. If we needed to call up somebody for the day, they would have to fly 5 hours from Vegas to New York City, which was the stupidest thing I've ever heard. It just was very inefficient, very anti-Zooks. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
Very anti-Zooks.
So, yeah, very anti-Zooks. That's why they moved the team up to Syracuse, where they fumbled the bag and named them the Mets. We already have 1 Mets that sucks. We didn't need 2. But
so speaking of,
I know the Las Vegas 51s. Respect. Shout out.
I'm glad. Yes, shout out. Great franchise, great name. But taking us to present day, like you said, you got the Mets, the Syracuse Mets, the New York Mets. And you used a certain 4-letter S word there. You said that they suck, and I'd imagine you might want to grease those gears a little bit with some WD-40 here.
Am I allowed to go off now?
It's folks, your time.
This is the hey. I don't know if you can. This is what I've been waiting for on this damn podcast, was to talk about this broken franchise right now. Okay, the New York Mets, you get the WD-40 out, whatever you need. What are we doing? All right, like what's going on? How are they still in a playoff spot? We are so bad, like so bad. And you want to know the best part? They're still the greatest franchise in all of sports, bro. They're still so. Look at we are 2. I think we just lost 8 in a row. 8 in a row. Okay, the Yankees bring President Donald Trump into the organization. What does the one Mets fan do? Did you see this? The one Mets fan goes outside a Yankee Stadium with a Mets jersey with a sign that says, "See you in hell, Trump." Damn right, because we don't support that motherfucker. The Mets know what's up, all right? We'll lose every game. We still know what's good. We're the Jewish team, okay? So we got respect for all. You dig what I'm saying? That's what's up. I just also don't get the rotation, though. What's going on? We're stumbling. We're fumbling. Mm-hmm. It's not looking good. I need some help. I don't even know who to throw. You know what I mean? I got nothing.
Know. They are holding on by a thread right now. I mean, there are some teams in the National League that are looking good, and it's concerning when you've got someone like the Arizona Diamondbacks, who, first of all, you take a look back at where they were in middle of summer, right before the All-Star break. Right. They were dealing. They sold almost their entire team. And the Arizona Diamondbacks are hot right now.
Let me break this down for the people. See, folks, when teams are really bad in a given year, they'll sell players at this date called the trade deadline, because you can't make a trade after this date. So they'll sell players to hopefully get prospects in return to get better for the next few years. Two teams, the Diamondbacks and I don't think the Giants also sold. They're a game back of the Mets, who bought from both of the teams. Okay, so you explain to me how that works. One team purposely tried to get worse and got a lot better. One team, the Metropolitans, decided to get a lot better and got a lot worse. Food for thought. Pause there for a moment, just so you could think about that for a second. However, it makes logical sense. It was the Mets. We were always going to blow it. That's what is frustrating, is that everyone's like, oh, you got to be so pissed right now as a Mets fan. I know we were going to blow it. Well, tell me when we were actually going to win. We don't win, okay? Juan Soto right now, we got Juan Soto. He's putting up the MVP numbers. He's putting up the best numbers of his career, and he's irrelevant. Like, truly irrelevant. Why? Because he's on the Mets. We make people irrelevant. And until that narrative can be changed, I don't know what can. But we'll take your bench player, bring him to the Mets. He's about to bat 400 for a month, and he's going to be a cult hero. The Mets that are remembered are guys that weren't that great. Bobby Bonilla. I'm not even going to say his name, but Bartolo, was he really that caliber?
I mean, he's big, sexy.
But he's still the GOAT. Wilmer Flores. Everybody knows Wilmer Flores. Jose Iglesias. Oh, my God. You know? What more? That's who gets remembered on our team, not the Juan Soto. Damn.
No, it is catastrophic second half of the season, really, for the New York Mets. It's pretty inexplicable. I won't get too much into it, not to bring up a sore subject. You know, Mr. Nicky Nicknames, I am, in fact, a Philadelphia Phillies fan who clinched the National League East, first team to clinch their division for the season. So I won't get too much into it. But as a Phillies fan, throughout the past 2 to 4 weeks, I swear, you know this, I've been rooting for the Mets, because the postseason is more exciting when the Mets are in it. They somehow find a way to make things interesting when they're there in October. So as a Phillies fan, I wanted to see them succeed, and they're even letting me down. So I can't imagine how the Seven Line Army is feeling.
This is the point. If you expect it, you're never going to have it, folks. This is why every kid should grow up a Mets fan. It teaches you reality. It teaches you how to set expectations. Set a realistic goal. You know, if you really thought you were going to win it, think again. It's about growth, back. The growth mindset. That's what we're here for. Still grinds my gears, though. And I still have, we've been waiting, because I could have been talking about this every other episode. We've been waiting, patiently waiting. But I'm running out of time. Exactly. And I'm getting upset.
Yeah, exactly. It's getting way too close for comfort at this point. They are, like I said, holding on by a thread. They are there by the skin of their teeth, still holding on in playoff contention. So, WD-40, grinding your gears. New York Mets organization.
Always.
What are we going to do? But you know what we can do? We can always spin things and try to have, a positive light. I think we should bring ourselves to the Navidius Wilburn segment.
Hey, the future.
That's right. We're talking about the future. So there's a lot of things that we can look forward to in the future. Other ways that we can get our hopes up. Something we touched on last week in our episode. Something I think will get you excited. Yep. Talking about the biscuits.
The biscuits. Always, folks. Today we were recording Tuesday, September 16th. Game one of the semifinals in the Southern League right now. 10 years in a row, the Biscuits have made the playoffs. This is game one in Montgomery. So put some respect. The Biloxi Shuckers come to town. If you don't know, now you know.
Okay. Now you do.
If you don't know, now you know. That might be the slogan right there. I like that. But the Biloxi Shuckers, they have nothing on a homegrown biscuit. Okay, this is biscuit versus clams. It's an interesting matchup there. You know,
Mm-hmm.
best of 3 game series. So tonight, very pivotal. Got to win. We got to win at home for the butter and blue. We've made the playoffs 10 years straight in a row and haven't won the championship in each of those 10 years. So you want to talk about another Mets-related situation, setting expectations low. I don't want to be like, this is our year. Some people say third time's the charm. This is the 10th time's the charm. I don't know if that's ever been stated. So this is even worse than Buffalo Bills, four Super Bowls in a row. This is 10 in a row. I don't know.
Playoffs in a row. Yeah.
We got to see. Well, maybe when you hit double digits, the luck changes. But
maybe
we're out here.
Yeah. Maybe it's time to temper expectations a little bit.
You got to give a shout out. We are. We're staying calm. Still very exciting. This is, see us rise.
That's right.
Biscuits are here to stay. I don't care what anybody else says. It's an expectation of greatness because we will be in the playoffs every year. I expect that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm cool to expect that. But from there, it becomes a different ballgame, folks. And this is where diamonds are found. This is where pressure is built. This is the heart of a champion. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to see what comes.
That's beautiful.
Shout out Nave 80s.
Absolutely. Speaking of pressure.
Yeah.
For you hold an illustrious title that a lot of people may not know about. You are the captain, I believe, of a kickball team.
Oh, yes. Kick me through the phone. Count it, folks. That's 4th year. Kick me through the phone right here. And we're coming for the ship. All right. Last year, Kick Me Through the Phone made it to the championship, dropped the game. Coach Patino wasn't too happy. It was a sore subject amongst the Metropolitans. Okay. The Metropolitan of New York. A very sore subject. Big deal. But all of that is erased starting tomorrow when Kick Me Through the Phone takes the field for the first time. Folks, this is kickball. I think it's 6-inning games played inside an indoor gym. It's very unserious. We're the only team that actually takes it seriously. Okay. And not saying that we are locked in. There's a few select who are too locked in. Okay. We're out there to have fun. We're out there to have a good time, but you got to bring the energy. It's more of an energy aspect. I think we're just the face of Volo Sports. If anyone knows Volo Sports, the different rec leagues you can play. So shout out Volo. But Kick Me Through the Phone. We will be on their social channels, no doubt. This is the start of a dynasty. It begins tomorrow, man. Because a lot of pressure, though. You are right.
That's what I mean. Captain of the team, 4th year coming, and like you said, we're gonna move on from what happened at the end of last season, as any good team does. You're starting fresh. It's everybody in the league, everybody is 0-0. It's an even playing field. So
that's what it is.
I think that's something very much to look forward to. Something coming up in the future. Something that's going to keep you busy.
Big game 1, though.
Absolutely.
Big game 1.
And it's a good thing. I know you mentioned earlier that we're recording this today, Tuesday. You got your kickball game on Wednesday. We got one last big thing coming up this week, something to look forward to. You're taking a little trip across the pond on Friday now, aren't you?
Yeah, going to London with the family. But here's one thing. I don't like calling it London. All right?
Why is that?
You got to call it Great Britain, the United Kingdom. They controlled us for a period of time. And they also control a variety of countries over there on that little small island. Like to me, it's kind of like,
Yeah,
I gotta call out what it is. I'm going to the United Kingdom.
They're all slightly different things, So London is the city. It's a city within England. Right. England is one country on the island of Great Britain, which also includes Scotland and Wales. And Great Britain is encompassed within the United Kingdom, which is the United Kingdom of Great Britain,
right.
England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. So they're all different things. It's like those Russian nesting dolls, There's one thing inside of the other.
No, I get it. But that's my point, is that we need to put some more respect on Wales, Scotland, the Irish. Come on now.
I mean, those are some beautiful countries.
Me, it's like we got to refer to it as the kingdom. That's what it is. They still got a king walking around there, folks.
That they do. I don't know how much
That's
power he
crazy.
really holds. It's more of a symbol, the royal family, but they do quite literally have a king walking around a palace, walking around a castle.
That's wild. That's just so wild. So that's why I always feel like I have to refer to it as like Great Britain, like something that's like mad old, you know. Like it just has that vibe to it. But I'm stoked. The city itself of London is going to be really cool, I feel. So I'm nervous in one sense because I'll be over there. I'm gonna miss my first ever kickball game in 4 years, and I don't know how the coaching staff's gonna react when I'm not there.
Mm-hmm.
So to tie those two together, if Blake and Bettina are listening, apologies there. Hey, we built a family for a reason, so that we can all ball. Okay, come on now. But yeah, it's gonna be cool. I've been telling folks too. I'll be going to London because I got that invite, man. There was some like old soccer like guru over there. I got an invite to learn how to kick the ball. So I'm just going there really for a training montage.
Yeah,
I'm just going to learn. Yeah, facts. Like I know it's kind of far, but it's more like where else? I'm not gonna go to an MLS team here, right? And learn how to play soccer. That's not. I'm going to the source, man. I'm going to the Premier League. I'm going to the city that started it all in the United Kingdom, and I'm learning how to kick a ball. So
I think that's what it comes.
Everybody
down to.
better watch out because week 3 when we get back,
Bettina,
you might not want to pitch it inside.
No, they're gonna be happy. They're gonna be happy once you get back.
Right.
Might be a little bit of a sore. Sure. A little bit of a sore subject in week 2, but the return in week 3.
Right.
It's gonna be a good one.
It's an ROI.
That's exactly. You know how it goes. We can delve into what the ROI is another time, because I think we gotta start to bring ourselves down to a close here. And there's something that I know I'm inspired by. It's something that hits even closer to home for you. You mentioned the family, and there's a particular member of your family, and he might have 4 legs instead of 2, but I think we need to hear about him.
Folks, you can throw it up right here. See me? I'm counting it out. Because I just said, wow, I never even thought about this until I say it right now. Wow, I haven't even thought about this. The amount of years that the turkey has been alive, the biscuits have made the playoffs. I don't know what's correlated with what. If it's the turkey, you know what I'm saying? Or if it's the biscuits with the turkey right here. But here's the deal. The dog turkey has made it to 10, turning 10 this past week. You got to give a shout out, man. The inspiration right there. I think that's the way it closes down. We all know his real name is actually Hudson Therapy. So when he's in the schools, he's with the elderly folks in the hospitals, doing all that. The therapy work, it definitely doesn't go underappreciated for all of them. And then when he's taking a walk and he's out there, you know what I mean, in the street, that's the turkey. He's bringing the sticks home. You've seen it. He's putting it out there on the social channels. But it has to be mentioned because he's not an asshole. I will be and tell you that he's 10 years old. So I don't even think he understands what age really is as a concept. But the fact that him and the biscuits are that connected, I just thought about that right now, is dope. But check this out right here. The kid, you know what I'm saying? He reads to the kids, man. He saves these kids. Look at it. They're like drawing pictures and all that. See that right there?
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Man, that is
these
so
meaningful.
Like
little kids, obviously. I mean, I probably couldn't do better than that. But yeah, he's got like a bunch of these. I always come home and mom's got all these like notes that these kids write from, and it's all broken. Man. It looks like you wrote it in lefty, It's all broken. It's hilarious. But look at that right there.
I mean, that's
he's really out here.
That's some great art right there.
They're out here. That's
Turkey's
the turkey,
out here.
Dude. Turkey does what he's got to do. Ha ha.
So I feel like
and it's Tuesday. It's Turkey Tuesday today. So shout out.
Just about to say, no better fitting way to wrap out a Tuesday than with the turkey.
That's facts.
Shout out Turkey Tuesday.
That you spell it right, you can spell it wrong, still a turkey. That's the way it goes, folks. But like Todd said, you can't wrap it up better than that. And this concludes this episode of the Interlude Pod. I'm Nick D. That boy's Todd. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed listening to this episode half as much as we enjoyed making it for you.
Because we had a ball. And only real ideas are going to last. All that other bullshit is here today and gone tomorrow.
And without further ado, thank you for tuning in. Good night, Connecticut.
Good night, New York.